Alright, Knights of Apollo, what's up guys? It's Apollo here, and welcome to a brand new mod for Total War Attila. Just came out like yesterday, called Northern Kingdoms Total War. This mod, of course, is based on The Witcher. It's the Witcher lore, which finally we have a Witcher Total War that we can dive into and have some epic battles, which we're gonna have today. I'm gonna be facing Jackyfish, looking at some of the factions. And before we dive into that battle, I do want to show you all the factions currently. It's still a work in progress, still early in development. It's not balanced, and consider this battle more of a showcase than an actual really intense competitive battle. It's more just to show off the units and see them in action. But really quick, let's look at the factions. So we have Nilfgaard here with a pretty diverse, full roster here. You're gonna see them on the battlefield today. And then we have Redania, which has a pretty solid roster. I think they're gonna be adding a lot more units, but it's pretty strong roster here. And then finally we have Temeria, which I think they have the weakest roster right now. Yeah, you can see it's pretty light on troops. So those are the current factions with their epic champion soldiers. And speaking of champions, today's video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legend is a beautiful champion collecting RPG game that you can play for free on mobile and PC. It has everything you would want in a great RPG. It has an awesome campaign, PvP arena battles, clan boss battles, and exciting dungeon battles. There are a ton of champions you can collect and customize, and it will leave you playing the game for hours. And they are constantly adding new champions all the time. I love the fact that the game is cross-platform, so you can play it on your mobile and your PC with the same account. And the graphics are amazing on the PC version, and the game runs super fast as well. So go ahead and use the link down in the video description. Once you download Raid Shadow Legends, you can find me in the game under the nickname Pixie-Poo. And if you're quick enough, you can join my clan. So guys, to download Raid right now, use the link in the video description. It's a special link that will give you 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the new player program to start your journey. Alright guys, here we are on the battlefield. Like I said, you're going to see Nilfgaard in action. I'm playing as Nilfgaard. We're playing on huge army scale, so up to 40 units we can bring to the battlefield. It's going to be a juicy battle. And Jackyfish, he is playing as Redania because, like I said earlier, Temeria is just not fleshed out in terms of their roster. So we wanted to play as factions that, had a lot to show. I will eventually show you guys Temeria very soon because they do have some cool units, just not a lot. So again, this is a work in progress, and they're going to be adding a lot to this game as time goes on. Now, in this little scenario, Nilfgaard is attacking, and Redania has this really awesome defensive position. They're defending this camp, and they're defending this fort over here, so it's going to be quite the challenge. And at this point of the battle, I'm going to really take my time here and show you all the different units and the models and, everything like that. So it might take a little while to get to the action. If you don't care about seeing the units, which I don't understand why that would be, because, we're checking out a new mod, you can always just skip ahead to the start of the battle. But let's go ahead and start with my boys over here, Nilfgaard, and see what I'm bringing to the table. So I brought one of everything, essentially. So you'll see everything here. So I've got 2 units of the Nilfgaardian Crossbows, which look awesome. I love the style of Nilfgaard here. It looks very cool. Kind of like a evil, not orc, but a very dark kind of style here. They got the yellow and black, and the armor is very rough and rigid. So very cool. Nilfgaard Crossbows. They're light crossbow infantry. Right behind them, I have some squires. So Nilfgaardian Squire Swordsmen. Again, very cool, rough and evil looking helmets. Very nice chainmail here. Very cool. Got the, oh jeez. The officer's not loading in right, but what magical invisible armor he wears. But check out the standard bearer here. He is holding this flag. He looks awesome. That's a full just plate armor there. Very dark. Got the wings, like dark raven wings on his helmet. Very, very cool looking unit. And then right behind them, I've got a mix of Nilfgaardian heavy pikemen, which kind of remind me of Frey from Game of Thrones. Big shield, big spears or pikes. Again, they've got that full plate armor. Looks really sick, really awesome. And then I'm also bringing some spearmen, which have a very similar, I would say, similar armor to the squires. So yeah, they look awesome. Nice big shield. Look at the spears. Oh my god, pretty nasty. So I got a good amount of them in the second line. In the very back, I have my elite swordsmen, which are the Nilfgaardian swordsmen, which again got the full dark armor, very cool sun shields, and they are ready to charge in and do some damage. Right behind them, I've got the Nilfgaardian longbows. So very cool, very similar to the crossbows, but they've got longbows. So cool to have them on the battlefield. Back here, I've got my Nilfgaardian heavy shock cav, which is my general. Where is he exactly? Is this the general? I believe this would be the general. They all kind of look the same, but yeah, I think this is my general. So yeah, heavy shock cav, very cool armor. I'm also bringing some melee cav as well. They look very similar to the shock cav, but they have tiny swords. Look at these swords. Oh my god, they're kind of cool. They have a wavy blade there. So definitely a short sword there, possibly. I don't know the correct term for this type of sword, but they got the toast shields. Looks like toast, and yeah, pretty cool. I like how different they look from the shock cav in terms of their weapons and whatnot. And then finally over here, I've got some Nilfgaardian war dogs armor similar to the longbows. And then here's these war dogs, which we've seen in like Rome and stuff. Actually, it looks like they've got they've got some, I don't know if that's unique to this game, but yeah, very cool. So that's my army, essentially. Let's go ahead and look at Jackie Fisher's forces. I actually kind of like the uniforms a little bit better for Redania compared to Nilfgaard. Very Polish. It looks extremely Polish, but again, it's kind of like a Polish fantasy world. But yeah, we got some light spears in the front. Look at that. I love the shield variation. Very cool. The white and red and the eagle. Looks awesome. So I think he's got all of those spears in the front. Very nice. Right behind them, he's got some longbows. Again, I love the uniforms on this force here. It looks really sick. On the flank over here, he's got some. Looks like he's got some more spearmen with a torch. Look at the designs here. Look at that. That is so cool. Here's kind of like the plate mill for the more elite Redanian forces. But this is like a guard unit, almost like a Pavi's kind of shield, Pavi's shield and spear unit. But they don't really have spears, do they? It's more of like a halberd. Very awesome, very decked out. They're going to be quite the fighting force. Right behind them, he's got some light horsemen. Just check them out. Just looks like the spearmen, but on horseback. Very cool. And then way in the back over here, he's got, oh, look at these boys. Redanian guardsmen. So they, again, look very, very similar to the spears over on this side. But, of course, they have the classic shields there, and they are equipped with swords. So they're in the rear guard there, rear reserve. We also have the general, which is the same unit. Oh, look at, oh, you can tell the general here. It's like the king. It's the king right here. So very cool. Very cool. Cool to see him on the battlefield. And then we've got some pikemen. So we've got the Redanian heavy pikemen, which again look kind of similar to my pikemen, same kind of style. Nice shields, nice armor, ready to go. And I think that's pretty much all of his forces. He does have, okay, no, actually, hold on. He's got some city guard here, which is similar to the spears we saw earlier, but they're swordsmen. So they're kind of holding up here. Over here we've got, ooh, look at these guys. Wow, okay. Flaming roses. Awesome. Look at this. I gotta say, the variation in this army is really cool. I think this is gonna be my favorite army right now, or favorite faction in the game so far. I know there's only 3, but yeah. And there you have it. Finally, I've given the order to attack. I'm gonna run up with crossbows first to try to lighten up these, And so here we go, guys. My army is moving in. I moved up some crossbows first to try to lighten up the fences before my squires go in. So yeah, the squires are at full speed. It's pretty far away. It's pretty far away from this, you know, from where the lines are. So they're going to be kind of tired when they get up there. But I don't know. It looks cool seeing them run in like that. You know what I mean? Followed by the spearmen and pikes. They're in the secondary line. I've got all of my cav shifting over to kind of match his cav over on this flank. I have a little bit more cav than he does. And I think my cav is a little bit better than his. So the crossbows actually aren't in range yet, but pretty soon we're going to be in range of his longbows. And I just want to remind you guys, this mod is still a work in progress. Units are not balanced. This is in no way a competitive match or anything. It's more just to showcase what this battle is going to be all about, or what this mod's going to, you know, basically get a taste of what this mod is going to be about. A nice little charge there by the squires. I love the archer fire coming down and the artillery. And the men are fighting hard here. So you can see a nice little matchup here. The squires, I'm going to be honest, the squires kind of suck. Currently in the mod, they kind of struggle right now. You'll see them, yep, see they're already breaking. Now to be fair, they did get shot to pieces from archers before they were able to charge in. But yeah, I was a little disappointed by their performance. But again, I don't want to sound like a broken record. This is a mod that is a work in progress. You know, this is, far from finished, just started. So I got the pikes in place. You can see the squires are fighting the good fight. So let's do some slow motion here and watch some of the epic duels that are going on, epic battles in the front line. On the side over here at the road up to the fort, I went ahead and sent some of my elite Nilfgaardian swordsmen against the Redanian guardsmen. So we got a battle of elites here going at it, trying to kill each other, and hopefully I can break through this force quickly and then start sending more troops up this way to start taking this fort. But it's going to be quite the challenge, especially at this point when I realized, oh, my units are really struggling. So yeah, they're fighting the good fight. I've got some pikemen moving up to try to help out here. Little out of position. I've got some spears ready to clash with the guards here, the guard halberds, and the artillery is opening fire. It looks like I hit his general. Did that actually kill the general? Look at that. That's a cool shot right there. Did you see that with the general in the flames? That was really cool. That was awesome. So, anyways, my spearmen and swordsmen actually do break through with the support of the pikes, do break through the front line. Over here are still struggling. He's going to go ahead and charge my pikes. The pikes play a little different in this mod, or maybe it's a 12-12 thing. I'm not really sure, but pikes aren't as deadly as Rome 2 Total War, where it seems almost impossible to try to, close in on pikes. It looks like he was able to close in on these pikes pretty successfully, and he's not taking heavy losses. So I was pretty surprised by that. A little bit of a fight here. Pikes moving in. Check it out. Nilfgaardian pikes moving in for the kill. I've got my crossbows opening fire on this flank over here with the spears. It looks like he's moving out some of his spears, keeping their shields up as they go. So we'll go back to normal speed. More artillery fire coming in. Yeah, and I think at this point I realized, oh god, okay, so I'm struggling against his spearmen. How am I going to do against these pikemen? And I start focusing the artillery to start opening up on these heavy pikemen that are basically his last reserve. Here's a big cav clash going on. Big old cav clash. And I felt pretty good about this clash because my cav is better than his and I have more of them. So this is certainly something I can win here on the battlefield. And I'm also going to send in some swordsmen to support this fight. So it's a pretty cool battle scene right here. Very awesome. Very tough fight going on. You got the epic cav battle going on. You have the infantry fight, the crossbows close behind. It's pretty chaotic, pretty bloody, and really cool to see these units in action. Back over here, this is like my last reserve. At this point of the battle, I was thinking, okay, I don't think I don't think I'm going to be able to take this fort because I'm already down to, what, a few reserves. I got like 4 reserves here. I got my my war dogs in the back and my general, but, you know, I don't want to move them up just yet. My artillery's starting to run out of ammo, and I really haven't done that much damage to these pikemen. Oh, see, like, just short of hitting. Oh, I guess they burned a couple. The fire spread out, burned them up. Let's go back to normal speed though, and see how this battle over here is progressing. Swordsmen going in against these guard. Nice fire arrows going on in the background. I love it. Look at that. Oh man, that's a cool shot. Firing at my crossbows, trying to get them off the battlefield. And then back here, we've got the sword cav going against some light horsemen. Again, look at this. We're causing them to break, and they still have a good amount of troops in their unit. So we've got 57 out of 80. They just realized the fight against the Nilfgaardian cav is hopeless. And they're going to start breaking here, and that's going to free up some of my cav to run around and do some hammer and anvil. Back over this way, amazingly, look at this. Look at this. Just slaughtering my swordsmen. They just stand no chance. No chance at all against these guys. A nice stand by these swordsmen. I was going to flank around here, but I think as I was doing it, I went back to focus on this fight. We've got a nice spear battle going on this flank. It's a big old juicy battle. Ooh, good artillery hits there for sure. And now I'm finally moving up my pikes to take on his pikes. Like a little pike waving action here. Oh man, the artillery. This is awesome. Now I do hope they add, you know, Witchers to the game. I think that would be really cool to have like a Witcher hero that you can recruit. It's like really expensive. And maybe they're like, maybe if they add monsters to the game, the Witchers would be really good at like taking out. I'm gonna be honest, I think a Witcher Total War would probably work better with Warhammer 2. As much as I hate to say that, because I enjoy the combat way better in Total War Attila, I just think in Warhammer 2, you already have your heroes, you basically have Witchers. You know, you've got the Witch Hunters and stuff in Warhammer 2. And of course you have all the monsters that would be really easy to edit. I think the only problem with the Warhammer 2 license is that they don't allow any copyrighted like fantasy world mods allowed, you know, in the Steam Workshop. So you'd have to get it through ModDB. But it's a shame because, you know, it'd be really cool to see. Ooh, some friendly fire there. It'd be really cool to see some you know, other fantasy worlds in Warhammer 2. But yeah, look at this, like, run. Imagine trying to run through this. It's just a wall of pikes between the two pikes. We're gonna fight over here. This is when I kind of realized, like, whoa, infantry actually does pretty well against these pikes. It's actually pretty cool. And then we got more pikes kind of staring at each other, too anxious to start stabbing each other. Nice swordsman v swordsman. And just by looking at the balance of power, it's pretty clear that I'm probably not gonna win this battle. I think as of right now, Redania, the faction, is really strong in terms of their units, like really powerful units. But again, okay, it's okay. This is just a showcase. It's not like I did amazingly well with this assault here. It's not like I did some stupid mistakes here, but I wasn't like try-harding or anything. I just wanted to see these units in action. But even if I did try hard, I don't think I would be able to beat this faction. And I'm pretty much now sending in my reserves. And look at, we've got a sally out over here. My war dogs are going into the fight as we speak. The masters of the war dogs are fighting as well. I'm trying to just send whatever I got over here, reserves. So, yeah, Jackie was feeling confident in the battle, which he should feel confident at this point. And he decides to sally out his forces and try to basically swing around here, the swinging door of death, close in, and do as much damage as possible. But you can see my units are starting to break everywhere. They're crumbling against the mighty Redanian army. But, yeah, I'm actually quite impressed on how... I've been playing way too much Rome 2, where the pikes are just insanely deadly. I was actually really impressed how my units are doing against these pikes. And now we're trying to quickly... What I'm doing, my strategy into this one, I know it's pretty hopeless at this point, but my strategy is to focus all of my troops on one side. It looks like I am partially winning on this flank. So I'm going to try to group up my forces on this flank and try to use this cav to flank around, do some hammer and anvil, and quickly break these units. And try to win this battle piece by piece by destroying unit after unit. But we'll see how that plays out. My general... Where is my general? Where did he go? Oh, he charged the forces from the fort. They're coming in to reinforce this battle. They came in and, or he charged in and tried to slow them down to buy more time so the rest of my troops can focus down this section over here, but it's not looking good. My crossbows are about to have to fight in close combat melee. Not a good thing. And they're getting charged from two sides. These swordsmen. Over here, finally, we got a hammer and anvil on the back of these pikes, trying to get them to break. They are starting to drop pretty quickly now because of that charge. I got some swordsmen trying to fight the good fight over here, but I just don't have enough swordsmen. I just don't. And these two actually won in the center, so I'm going to peel them over to this flank of the battle and try to get them to support this. And hey, look at this. We're actually breaking the pikemen. We're actually doing it. There we go. There goes that little charge. Very nice. And we're going to quickly close in on the two swordsmen over here and do our best. The rest of my army is hanging on by a thread. They're still in the fight. Look, at completely surrounded here. These pikemen fighting back to back, trying to save their own, not even win the battle. They're just trying to save themselves. But yeah, nah. You're not going to save yourself. You're screwed. You're dead. And here comes the charge of swordsmen in the back here. Isn't it like Nilfgaard doesn't take any prisoners? So, you know, I don't blame Redania to just slaughter them and give them the same treatment. But yeah, I'm looking for more ways to charge. I'm holding off reinforcements with pikemen over here. You can see my strategy of consolidating on this side and trying to destroy this army piece by piece is kind of working. Not really. Another good rear charge with the cav. My general unfortunately died, so that's probably going to be game for me because the morale is going to plummet. Plummet. And you can see troops are already breaking here, and this epic fight between Nilfgaard and Redania is going to come to a close. Here's my last little nope, they break. Oh, no, I'm charging. Okay. Last ditch effort charge. Very cool stuff. Here comes more swordsmen coming in to reinforce. He's got archers with about, what, 30% ammo. My brave men fighting to the bitter end. They know hope is lost, but yet they fight. Awesome. There they go. They're going to break there. And that is going to conclude this battle. So again, hopefully this battle kind of shows you a little bit what this mod is all about. There's a link to the mod in the video description. Let's really quick look at the kills here of these forces. My cav, some of my cav doing pretty good. My swordsmen, most of them did pretty well, over 100 kills. A couple of them kind of sucked there. Squires, you got 30s to 40s. Pikemen, 31 to 22. Now on his side, I'm sure his archers did okay. I was expecting more. His cav got slaughtered, but his guardsmen here did excellent. 273 kills with this one. He's also got the city guard with 390 kills. Good God. The heavy pikes literally did nothing. The pikes are weak as hell in this game. I did not expect that. He's got more guard. The guard halberds here doing all right. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up, guys, with today's battle. We will be me and Jackie, we're gonna keep on making battle replays of this mod as they continue to update it and everything. It might be a while, so if you're always asking for Witcher stuff, I mean, I don't blame you, but I'll try to make as much stuff as I can. It's just there's not a ton to the mod currently, so it might be pretty limited in what the battles I can do. But yeah, again, the link is down below. Check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time on the battlefield.